Hi everyone, I am Donna, the accounting lady, and yes, I am once again here to talk to you about simplifying your business, simplifying your bookkeeping. This is so critical. It's always interesting to me how little attention is actually paid to the financial side of a business. Before I go on, the topic for today is accounts payable. Yes, I know it's about as interesting as watching paint dry, but please bear with me. If you find value in any of these videos, please like, share, subscribe. I am on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you think I'm doing great, and let me know what you think I could probably use some help with. By the way, I toss my hair. That's the way it is. If you don't like that, that's just, I couldn't believe someone said that they were just getting sick because I mess with my hair in my videos, but I'm not a professional actress. So, and even if I was, I'd still do it. Onwards, accounts payable. Nobody likes accounts payable. You want to know why no one likes accounts payable? This is money you have to pay out. People like to talk about money they've got coming in, and that's important too. I've talked about it in one video. I will revisit that probably several times. Here's where people get in trouble with accounts payable. They don't know what's owed. They don't know when it's due, and they don't know, they don't even really know what's going on. The thing is, though, if you are mismanaging your accounts payable, word gets out. I've worked with companies that, of course, I would give them better advice than what they were actually doing, but they would take the pay late part, and they would take it a little bit too seriously. And before they realized it, everybody knew that this company was very, very slow to pay, as in, a couple of years, year and a half behind. And they ended up not getting trade lines. They ended up not getting credit because they were mismanaging their payables. And then before too long, they couldn't even get contractors. I mean, they would ask someone to come in and do contract labor type work for them, and people would refuse because people talk. That's just the way it is. People talk. I don't tend to talk a lot about the people that I do business with that I'm frustrated with. I usually tell that right to their faces. But your reputation is everything in business. So if you're not taking care of your payables, if you're not taking care of your people, and that's what it kind of comes down to, word gets out and people don't want to do business with people that they can't trust. I'm probably going to do a video on trust and integrity just all by itself because it's such a critical part of business. But when your accounts payable is up to date, when you know what needs to go out, when it goes out and it arrives by the due date, when things are kind of chugging right along, you're not dealing with shut-off notices, you're not dealing with things being way past due. There's a lot of things that happen. Number one is you save money. You save a lot of money because you're not getting charged finance charges, interest charges, late charges, fees, and penalties. Those are all the things that happen when you're not on top of your payables. Also, and then you develop a wonderful reputation. People like to do business with people when they know they're going to get paid. Kind of weird how people like to get paid for doing work. You can even get discounts from some of your vendors. You can always ask, but if you have a really good accounts payable system, then you can take advantage of the discounts. And the most common one I see is you get 2% off if you pay by the 10th. And that doesn't sound like very much, but if you have thousands of dollars going to that vendor, it adds up really quick. A lot of creditors will even reduce interest rates if you're consistently paying on time. So how do you really get on top of this? Number one, you want to I use Google Calendar for my personal and my business stuff. I don't have a lot as of right now. Most of my payables are personal oriented. I work out of my home. I don't have a lot of overhead as of right now, so I don't have to worry a lot about business payables. I will put the due dates on my Google Calendar as an all-day event, and then when I get paid, I look at the week ahead to see what's coming up, and I pay those bills. If I still have money left over, then I'll look at the next week and pay those bills. The really nice thing about that then is that if something happens and I get a client check that bounces, for example, then I don't have to worry because everything's been taken care of. So that's one way. You set up some sort of account, some sort of alert. You can put it on a spreadsheet. You can write it down on your calendar. You can put it on Google Calendar. You can really start to see, so that this, and set it up before the due date, by the way, like 5 days before the due date. We pay everything online anyway, but set it up so that you're accounting for how long it's going to take if you're mailing checks. How long is it going to take to get there? 5 days, 5 business days before the due date is plenty of time. And then you want to make sure that you have money in that bank account. You can renegotiate your terms. Most do like a net 30 or a net 60. But if you talk to them and say, well, what about 2% if I pay by the 10th? They may very well consider that. If you decide you really need like a net 40 instead of a net 30, if you call and talk to your creditors before they call you, then you're in a much better place. I have one creditor that's for one of my clients that is a very large, very well-known business. I keep calling them because I keep not getting my bills. And I keep calling them like every month going, guys, I can't pay you if I don't have the bills. I want to pay you. Please give me what I'm asking for. And generally, I will get it. We're still working with them. There's evidently a hiccup in their computer system that we're not getting all of our invoices and statements when we're supposed to. But if they know, if I'm calling them and saying, it's the first of the month, I don't have a statement from you, then they know. They know that I'm telling them, and that makes you look so much better. You want to be a little bit careful if you're negotiating terms, if you're asking for an extra 15 days, because then they're going to start worrying about your cash flow. And you can spread things out and leverage your money to an extent, but if you're asking too much, if you're renegotiating a lot, they're going to start wondering how healthy your business actually is. So you want to be really mindful of it from the vendor point of view. How would you feel if it was you? Is really what it kind of comes down to for me. And you really need to be aware of what your interest rates are. What are you paying in interest? Some of these quick business loan companies pay, the interest rate is exorbitant, and the payments are painful. So you want to make sure that those are the ones you pay off first, because you don't want to pay interest. You want to receive interest, but you don't want to pay it unless it really makes sense for your business, and it very seldom does. You don't want to pay a lot in interest. If you're following these kind of, just general basic guidelines, I put all of the bills for my clients into QuickBooks, and I put a due date on them, and I just really kind of stay on top of that, because when the bills are getting paid on time, people feel a lot more comfortable about doing business with you. People like to do business with people they know, like, and trust. And so if you're building that trust, you're really building your reputation, and you're becoming the kind of person that people want to work with. That's kind of it for this particular subject. I will look forward to talking to you again soon. I have a whole list of things that I'm wanting to go over and review and talk about why. I'm really big about why. I should probably do a whole video on that. I have kind of like two families, so to speak, in that my number 4 child is about 12 years younger than her next older sibling. And so it's almost like having two separate families. And it's interesting to see when I was young and dumb how I raised my older kids, and when I'm old, you know, a little bit older and dumb in a different way, you know, making different mistakes, how I treated the younger ones. And one of the things that I've really found is that when I sit down with my younger kids and say, I need you to not have food in your room because it attracts insects, not because I'm trying to be the mean mom from hell, because it attracts insects. Because we have a black widow, we have lots of black widows here in Utah, and those spiders are poisonous. You know, if I start to talk to them about why, then they're more likely to do what I asked them to do that I wanted them to do anyway. And I kind of started taking that same perspective with my business. When I start telling my clients, yeah, I'm not really just being nosy, there's a reason, and this is the reason. I'm not being a Nazi about your accounts payable, Mr. or Ms. potential client, but I want to help your business grow. And if you're building trust, if you're doing what I ask you to do, you'll build trust. And if you build trust, you increase your reputation. And the better your reputation, the more referrals you're going to get. And the best way to get people into your business and through your door is by word of mouth. Advertising is great, and I do it. But I really want people, through the door because of word of mouth, because they've heard that I do a really good job, and I do. Again, if you like these videos, please like, subscribe, share. Let's get the word out. If you are interested in something that I haven't addressed yet, please comment below. I really want to produce the kind of videos that are helpful. And if you're interested in my services for your business, please message me through whatever platform you've seen this video on. I usually monitor Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. That's where I put the videos up. I do monitor those for direct messages. So, please reach out to me. I will give you a free, no obligation bookkeeping consultation. I will sit down with you. We can do this over the internet, over Skype or something similar, and talk to you about what processes and procedures you already have in place, whether or not they're working for you, and whether or not they're working for you. If they are not, I have a proven system that I have proven over 10 years and hundreds of clients. And I know that this system works. It works absolutely amazingly. So I would love to help you with your business, and I'd love to help you get the information that you need to run your business thoughtfully. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you again soon.